What pro golfers really think about Charlie Woods. You don't have to be a fan of golf to know the professional Edrick Tiger Woods, who is one of the most celebrated faces in golf and has landed mouth-watery brand endorsements from Rolex, Nike, and many more. However, this isn't about Tiger. Charlie Woods, the youngest child of the golf legend, has proven over time that he is his dad's doppelganger, especially at the PNC Championship. It was reported that the similarity between the father and son were pretty obvious to the extent that the PGA Tour recorded and compared both in a compilation of short video clips, which was viewed by millions of people. What do pro golfers really think about Charlie Wood? Want to discover? Make sure to watch until the end. You can't afford to miss out on how Tiger Woods has continued to groom Charlie to take on pro players on tour. Lee Trevino. Lee Trevino is a golf legend and one of the finest golf players in the world. He is a six-time major champion who was struck by lightning and had his career interrupted. Despite the challenge, Trevino's achievements had him placed among the game's greats. Known for his famous quote, "You can talk to a fade, but a hook won't listen." He was the first golfer to have won the Canadian Open, British Open, and the US Open in 1971, a feat that only Tiger has achieved. Trevino was just as good on the championship tour, winning 29 times, the same number of wins he had on the PGA Tour and the second most in the senior tour history. Following his achievement, he is considered one of the most creative ball strikers and one of the best ball strikers the game has ever seen. He was remarkably consistent at placing the ball exactly where he wanted it. Lee Trevino's teaching moment revealed to the world the bond Tiger and Charlie share, similar to the one Tiger had with his father. Lee Trevino and Charlie had their paths cross at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Club, and the 82-year-old had some tricks to teach the upcoming prodigy. While Tiger watched, Trevino put a ball on a tee and taught Charlie how to make a wedge shot. The golf legend kept complimenting the talented kid for a couple of minutes while joking with him at intervals. Even his father, the great Tiger Woods, also learned some tricks from Lee Trevino. He pointed out that Charlie has a lot of energy and that he could be the mini Tiger Woods, and the world wouldn't doubt it. Lee Trevino has this to say about Charlie. Charlie's play is similar to his dad's. His mannerisms and follow-through are so identical. How he adjusts his glove and even his stance on the course look just like how Woods does it. Charlie could be regarded as the smaller version of Tiger Woods. His celebratory moments draw similar to Tiger's. How he does those iconic fist pumps or tips his hat while he smiles leaves no question about the fact that Charlie is Tiger's mini-me. Lee Trevino isn't the only pro golfer with some thoughts on Woods Jr. Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm is one of the biggest stars in golf and has held the #1 spot in the World Amateur Rankings for 60 weeks. He later rose to the spot in the official World Golf Ranking after winning the Memorial Tournament in 2020. He was ranked #1 for just 2 weeks before Justin Thomas surpassed him for 2 more weeks. Rahm became a professional golfer in 2016 and made his professional debut the same year at the Quicken Loans National. He won his first PGA Tour less than a year later when he won the Farmers Insurance Open. Here's what Jon Rahm has to say about the young star. Charlie has got a lot of talent, certainly a lot more than I did at the age of 12. Charlie has repeatedly shown that he is just as iconic as his dad, and despite being just 12, he has the respect of some of the best players on tour. Tiger Woods, who only trails Jack Nicklaus for the most major championship victories on the all-time list, was in his first competitive start since he suffered severe injuries in an LA crash. Charlie made the headlines as he helped the Woods team finish as runner-up to John Daly and his son John Daly Jr., the second after missing out on the title by 2 shots. Jon Rahm was the game's highest-ranking player at the time and happened to watch Charlie play. He tipped him to go all the way and blend in with the professionals on a PGA Tour someday while commending his hard work. Justin Thomas. Justin's career as a pro golfer has proven that hard work and determination are a recipe for uncommon success. In 2017, at the 99th PGA Championship in Charlotte, Thomas won his first major. He became the 4th golfer to have won a major and register over 5 victories in just one season. During the season, which ended the Tour Championship, he finished second place, earning him enough points to win the FedEx Cup. A former world #1, he has won 2 major golf championships, the PGA Championship in 2017 and the other in 2022. Thomas, who shares a relationship with Woods Sr., says Charlie Woods might be 12. His trash-talking skills are just as advanced as his father's. Here's what Justin Thomas has to say about Charlie. Irrespective of what it is, Charlie has always wanted to beat me for some reason. Although he's never beaten me in golf, he's a trash talker just like his dad. Tiger Woods and Justin Thomas have a cordial relationship, and Thomas shares a distinct relationship with Woods Jr. Thomas enjoys having fun battles with the youngster, and their team faces off against each other at the PNC. Thomas and his father, Mike, took the win and eventually shut up Charlie Woods. During the eventful game, Justin, his dad, Mike, and Charlie did everything they could to tackle each other. Tiger Wood. Many of golf's greatest players have won major championships, and Tiger Woods is no exception. He has won 15 major championships and has the most PGA Tour victories with a record for winning 82 PGA Tour titles. In May 2019, he was awarded the highest civilian honor in the United States, the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Donald Trump, making him the fourth golfer to have received the honor. Woods holds various golf records. For the most consecutive week and the greatest number of weeks in the history of golf, he has held the record for the number one golf player in the world. Apart from the record of leading the money list in over 10 different seasons for a record 11 times, Woods has been awarded PGA Player of the Year. For the lowest adjusted scoring average, he has won the Byron Nelson Award a record 8 times. Tiger Woods has numerous achievements and records worthy of envy. Still, there's one thing he has: 2 amazing kids, and one of them seems to have gone viral on social media for being an incredible golfer, Charlie Woods. Despite Charlie being his son and having the opportunity to be coached and mentored by one of the best in the industry, Tiger still has words of advice for his mini-me. Charlie continues to enjoy praises for his golfing dexterity from the golfing community. However, it's quite obvious that he's been through a lot of work to get where he is. Woods said that whenever he watched Charlie play, he noticed that continual mistake that could spell doom for the rest of the young golfer's game. He specifically pointed out Charlie's attitude for carrying over a bad temper for having a bad hole in subsequent shots that followed, further compounding the problem. Woods said to his kid, "Son, I really don't care how mad you get. Your head could blow off for all I care, just as long as you're 100% committed to the next shot, and it must be the most important shot in your life, even more important than breathing." This advice he gave his son has kept him relaxed on a golf course where golfers who are twice his age will likely lose their nerves. After giving his son this mental advice, Woods said he began to play a lot better. He became more like his dad, learning to stay composed even under pressure. Despite the pressure of being the son of Tiger Woods, Charlie seems to be enjoying the ride, and while he does it, he makes it look super effortless. Since the tender age of 4, Charlie has been spotted swinging the golf club. His father started to play at the tender age of 2. Charlie was, however, totally focused on a sport nothing like golf. He and Sam Woods, his older sister, were so interested in soccer, and they loved it. When Tiger was asked if he wanted his kids to play golf, he replied, "If they want to play golf, that's great. If they don't, that's fine too." On Charlie's interest in golf, he mentioned that the kids' interest could switch from one thing to another like all kids, and he wouldn't be surprised if Charlie switches interest from golf to something else tomorrow. Charlie is a bundle of talent, and his name has been linked to the first black golfer to be a PGA Tour member, Charlie Sifford. Sifford is the first African American to break the Caucasian-only clause and play in the PGA Tour. For his legendary contribution to golf, he was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame and subsequently received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2014. Sifford was referred to as the Jackie Robinson of golf by Lee Trevino. Woods acknowledged that the pro golfer Sifford paved the way for his career because without the late golfer, his dad would never have picked up a game in the first place. Many pro golfers see Charlie as the next big player on the tour if he sticks to golf as a career. The mini Tiger Woods, as Lee Trevino would call him, has quite a lot of energy for the task ahead. And if you ask me, I think he's ready to steal the show.